Hello, and welcome back to Consumer Times. Today, we're diving into a topic that many of you have requested about Noida and Greater Noida, two of the fastest growing real estate hubs in Uttar Pradesh, have become a hot spot for urban development, attracting countless home buyers and investors. However, these cities are facing a pressing issue. A large number of flats remain unregistered. The primary reason? Builders are not depositing the required development charges with the concerned authorities. This delay and often outright refusal to settle these charges have a ripple effect that impacts not just the home buyers but also the Uttar Pradesh government, resulting in substantial revenue losses and affecting the overall development of these areas. Before we talk further about the main subject, please like, share, give your valuable feedback and do not forget to subscribe our channel to motivate us. The registration of flats is a crucial step that legally transfers property rights from the builder to the buyer. Without this, a flat owner cannot claim full ownership or enjoy certain rights and services associated with the property. In Noida and Greater Noida, thousands of homeowners are finding themselves trapped in an unfortunate situation where their flats cannot be registered because developers have not paid the necessary development charges. Development charges, collected by the development authorities, are intended to fund infrastructure projects, including roads, water supply, sewage, and public spaces. These charges also help in maintaining and improving the quality of life in these urban areas, ensuring they can support the growing population. By not paying these charges, builders effectively halt the registration process, which places both residents and the government at a significant disadvantage. For buyers, owning an unregistered property creates a number of issues like unregistered flats do not provide full legal ownership to buyers. Without registration, a buyer has limited rights and cannot legally claim the property as their own, making it impossible to sell or transfer it later. Banks and financial institutions are often hesitant to issue loans for unregistered properties. Even if a buyer manages to secure a home loan, they might face higher interest rates or additional documentation requirements, making it financially burdensome. Unregistered flats are in a legal gray area. In case of disputes or defaults by the builder, residents have limited recourse to protect their property rights. Since the property is not registered, homeowners are unable to resell it in the market. For those who purchased flats as an investment, this significantly limits their ability to realize returns. Unregistered flats mean that municipalities cannot charge property taxes on these units. Consequently, residents might miss out on essential civic services, including waste management, street lighting, and park maintenance, which the municipality usually funds. The Uttar Pradesh government is facing substantial revenue losses due to the growing backlog of unregistered flats. Here's how. Every property transaction incurs a stamp duty and registration fee, typically a significant source of revenue for state governments. With thousands of flats unregistered, the UP government is missing out on millions of rupees that could otherwise be used for state development projects. Municipalities in Noida and Greater Noida charge property taxes based on the registered properties within their jurisdiction. Unregistered flats escape this net, leading to further revenue loss. Property tax is essential as it supports local governance, public services, and maintenance of infrastructure. The development authorities in Noida and Greater Noida rely on the revenue from development charges to fund new projects and maintain existing infrastructure. When builders do not deposit these charges, it puts a strain on the authorities, preventing them from making much-needed improvements to roads, drainage systems, and public amenities. A sluggish real estate sector impacts employment and investments in the region. When properties remain unregistered, the market becomes unattractive to potential buyers and investors, leading to reduced growth opportunities in construction, retail, and other dependent industries. There are several reasons why builders are refusing or delaying payment of these charges. Many developers face cash flow issues, particularly if their projects are delayed or if there is a downturn in the market. They may prioritize project completion over paying development charges, hoping to clear dues after selling a majority of units. builders may refuse to pay development charges due to disagreements with the authorities over the calculation of these charges or how the funds are being used. Some developers argue that the development authorities are not providing adequate infrastructure or facilities. In return for these, weak enforcement of regulations allows some builders to delay payments without facing severe penalties. In other cases, builders may take advantage of legal loopholes to avoid these charges altogether. In some cases, builders acquire land with disputed titles or unclear ownership, which complicates the payment of development charges and registration of flats. Addressing this problem requires a multi-pronged approach involving prompt and effective action from the UP government and development authorities. The government needs to impose stricter penalties on builders who fail to pay development charges. Enforcing these penalties would act as a deterrent and encourage builders to comply with their obligations. Development authorities could consider making the payment process more transparent and efficient, which would reduce disputes and delays. Simplified processes, including online payments, could encourage timely deposits. Regular dialogue between the authorities and builders could help resolve issues related to development charges. If developers have concerns regarding infrastructure projects, authorities could address these collaboratively to find mutually beneficial solutions. For builders facing financial constraints, the government could explore loan programs or financial incentives, encouraging them to complete their dues without compromising their project timelines. Buyers should be made aware of the risks associated with purchasing unregistered flats. Authorities could initiate awareness campaigns that educate prospective buyers on the importance of verifying registration status before purchasing any property. The Real Estate Regulatory Authority (RARA) and consumer courts can play a critical role by hearing cases from aggrieved buyers and issuing orders that compel builders to clear dues. RERA has the authority to impose penalties and ensure project completion, making it an essential player in resolving this issue. The issue of unregistered flats in Noida and Greater Noida is a complex problem with widespread implications for homeowners, builders, and the Uttar Pradesh government. The lack of registration due to unpaid development charges not only deprives the government of essential revenue but also leaves homebuyers in a vulnerable position, unable to fully enjoy their properties. Immediate and decisive action is necessary to protect the interests of consumers and ensure sustainable growth in these cities. The UP government and development authorities should take proactive steps to enforce regulations, promote transparency, and engage all stakeholders in finding practical solutions. The future growth of Noida and Greater Noida as thriving urban centers depends on overcoming these challenges, restoring confidence in the real estate market, and enabling citizens to secure their rightful ownership of property. That's all for today's guide on unregistered flats in Noida and Greater Noida. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with Consumer Times.